Welcome, everyone. I'm Julie Matthews. I am the host and creator of the Bioindividual Nutrition Forum 2, Nourishing Hope for Autism and Pediatric Special Needs. I have the pleasure today of interviewing Caitlin Rowland, the Director of Marketing at DHA Labs. Lab testing can be critical to overall health and wellness, and nowhere is that more important than with mental and emotional needs and conditions. And so today I am very excited to bring her on to share more about what DHA Lab has to offer for people that are out here joining us. And be for sure to check out some of the presentations as well, because we will be covering lab tests in a variety of different ones. So you can find out more specifically how people use them to personalize nutrition. I mean, certainly understanding what's underlying someone's condition is a great way to bioindividualize their nutritional needs. So welcome, Caitlin.
Sure. Thank you so much, Julie. It's great to talk to you today. And I really love talking about what we do at the lab. So I'm super excited to get going, and hopefully we can spread the word and just continue to work on complex chronic illness and heal from the root out.
Great. Well, wonderful. So, just tell me about DHA Lab.
So the lab was founded supporting the work of Dr. William Walsh and Carl Pfeiffer back a long, long time ago. So our main test is called the cryptopyral quantitative urine test, and all of their research, we were working to validate their research in treatment of mental and emotional disorders and conditions. So that would include depression and anxiety, autism, schizophrenia, ADHD, ADD, and a handful of other things, bipolar disorder, addiction, all types of stuff. And what they were finding is that there were certain genetic conditions at the root of some of these conditions, and there were the same biochemical imbalances in blood that they were finding in these populations. So the lab has really, our core testing is focusing on looking at specific custom blood chemistry markers, the ratio of copper to zinc, and also the cryptopyral analysis, which looks at pyrrole disorder, as well as looking at markers for under or over optimal methylation status. And if we correct these types of markers through just simple nutrient deficiency correction, we really can impact so many lives just by focusing on nutrition. And that's exactly what you do, Julie. That's what you're doing, is the same thing. We're just looking at it from the biochemistry standpoint of what's going on in the blood and in the urine.
Great. And if people are listening, Brendan Vermeyer does a great job talking about a lot of those tests that you just brought up. So that might be a good talk if you're particularly interested. There's also a variety of other speakers that are talking about lab testing, of course, as well. So check those out. It'll give you, an even deeper sense of the benefits of doing lab testing. So what sets your lab then apart from other labs? I mean, I know some things myself that I think your lab is really particularly outstanding at, but in your own words, share that with us.
Yeah, gosh, that's hard to say. I think that providers who work with us to use our core testing, I think we always get highlighted as far as our customer service goes. We're a third generation family owned business. We have a very small team. We have less than 25 employees, and we answer the phones Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and we're always available via email. So if there's ever a problem or any questions, we're happy to help and jump on a call with you or your provider, so that we can ensure that your needs are taken care of. So customer service is a big one. And we also offer full lab consolidation too. So our clients are providers or basically patients. So when we're talking about providers, I mean providers work with us to order in these specific blood chemistries and cryptopyral analysis in our core testing, but they're also can order on the same order form any custom blood chemistry that they put together themselves. So advanced thyroid panels or comprehensive wellness profiles, as well as any functional lab in the industry. So we partner with over 35 laboratories. So we work with Precision Analytical, and we work with Great Plains Labs. So on the same order form, you can order a Dutch kit, and you can order an oat, and you can order the metabolic panels by Dr. William Walsh, or cryptopyral analysis, or any blood chemistry you need. So that's something that makes us stand out, because we're really like a full service lab, and we take care of you and your clients. So when clients are coming in, they can call us and email us, and we're taking care of their needs as well. So if they need help with how to collect a stool sample or how to do this saliva test to test their hormones, we can offer them support over the phone as well.
Great. So tell us, how specifically do you work with practitioners then?
Yeah, good question. So any type of provider can sign up with us. They need some sort of health coaching certificate and background in order to sign up for an account. We partner with thousands of licensed physicians, naturopathic doctors, medical doctors, any licensed physician, as well as unlicensed providers. So anyone that's graduated from the IFM program or the IIN or the FDN or tons of these programs, these providers are well versed in functional medicine and looking at the root cause of dysfunction in their poor client populations, but they're not able to order an advanced thyroid panel. And so when they partner with us, we are able to have our authorizing physician help them out with that order and authorize that testing so that they can take care of their patients no matter where they've been trained, because they're qualified to do so, just like how you're qualified to help these poor kids and these poor parents of kids who are struggling so much. So we work with providers all over the place and all different types.
Great. Wonderful. So what options do you have available for parents or individuals that might be listening on the line? Is there a way that they can work with you as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you go on our website is dhalab.com, and we sell direct to patient too. So we do have a lot of parents of children who are suffering from these mental and emotional conditions like anxiety, behavioral disorders, autism, things like that. They'll go on and order a cryptopyrrole kit themselves. It's a really well-priced test that looks at just the urine, and it looks at cryptopyrroles in the urine. And I can actually talk about that in a little bit if you want, but they can, anyone can go on our website and order testing for themselves. So you can even order blood chemistry for yourself because our physician also can authorize that testing. So it's really a good program if you want the independence and kind of autonomy to take care of your health, because you're feeling like your medical care provider's missing out somewhere, or you're feeling like you want to rush things along and you can't get in time. You can do things on your own. And that's really why we started, because we're all, kind of on the same team of trying to heal this poor, sick world. And we want to make this stuff affordable and available to as many people as we can.
I feel like it's really so valuable, because a lot of people don't have. I just had somebody just the other day on our parent program, our Nourishing Hope program, talk about how they wanted to run some lab testing, and their physician was very nice, but they were also really honest. Like, not only do I not have an account with this particular lab, whichever one it was, but I don't really know how to interpret the lab. So, they didn't really feel comfortable, which is totally understandable. So sometimes parents, they have great medical support, but they don't have the ability to necessarily get some of this information. So it's great that you're able to provide that and help them get that information that they need. So then they're able to get assistance from you in terms of interpreting that as well from there?
They can, yeah, certainly with our core testing. So Dr. Menza, who I know who you've been on probably plenty of summits with, he's one of our consultants, and he, on the patient side of the website, if you're checking out, you can also add like a consultation to your card. So if you're ordering a metabolic panel, which looks at those custom chemistries and looks at cryptopyrrole analysis for checking pyrrole disorder, you can add that to your card as well, so that you can be taken care of by a guy who's healed, thousands and thousands and thousands of people just based on these really, really important biochemistries.
Dr. Mensa is amazing. He was on.
So great. He's so great. I wish we had more time, because he's wonderful and he knows so much, and his delivery of knowledge is unbelievable.
Yes, he's a very bright person, but he's also a very kind person too.
Yeah.
Just a lovely person to be around, and very helpful. So that's, always really great. And actually, he was on our first forum, our last Bioindividual Nutrition Forum. So some people might already
love that.
Yeah, they might know him already. Yeah. So anything else that you might want to say about the lab, or that we didn't cover today, to help people really get a sense of, the great resources they have at your website, and anything else?
Yeah, that's a good question. I didn't really dive in too much into the specific biochemistries, because they can certainly get lost on people, but simply Pyrrole disorder is a disorder found commonly in cases like autism, schizophrenia, ADHD, ADD, depression,
Anxiety.
and anxiety. Yeah. And same with an imbalance in the ratio of copper to zinc. So when we're talking about these clinical chemistries we're looking at that ratio of zinc to copper, and we're looking at free percentage copper. That's 3 markers that can tell you a lot about why you are in more of a vulnerable place and more at risk for developing depression, anxiety, and aggravating your autism or whatever it is. So that's kind of what we're looking at there. And then the cryptopyrrole analysis is measuring pyrroles in the urine. Pyrroles are a normal a byproduct of hemoglobin synthesis. And with people with this genetic condition, they're actually creating pyrroles in excess during hemoglobin synthesis. And pyrroles have a high affinity for zinc and B6. Those minerals are key in hundreds of processes in the body, but specifically neurotransmitter development. So if you have a zinc deficiency because of pyrrole disorder or because you have excess copper, you don't have a lot of chances that other people have. And so looking at this just that simply, and we can correct it. We can manage it with really specific supplement protocols. So it can be totally life-changing, just running one simple test, the cryptopyrrole analysis. And you can also do a metabolic panel, but just one test can really tell you a lot and really impact, someone's daily living and daily behaviors and daily quality of living. So in short, it's all about correcting nutrient deficiencies, and it can be done very simply with some really easy testing.
That's wonderful. And then people can then get ideas and recommendations of which supplements they might need and all of that. And there's even the possibility to customize supplements too, in other, down the line if they want to, which can be really nice for people that are maybe having trouble taking some of the really super combination ones or something. Maybe they need something more targeted, but there's a lot of options for them to personalize their nutrient protocol and then use testing to refine that over time. See, how did that amount help? Where are the levels now? I think it's a really great tool for people to, really help to figure out the best way to support them personally.
Certainly. And yeah, that's a good point. We're not the end of the road, and we don't do the compounding supplements, but we have a working pharmacy that we partner with that we can refer you out to should you wish to do that. We also can give you the Walsh protocol, or you can look it up online for these conditions: excess copper, zinc deficiency, excess pyrroles, whatever it is. The last thing I'll say is that the pyrrole test is a urine kit, and it's at home too. So a lot of times it's tough to get the little ones in for blood work. They don't have a ton of blood to give. And so they'll have to go in a couple of times to do a full metabolic panel. With the cryptopyrrole, you can take a urine sample from any kid at any age, and it's valid. So that's something that's so easy that you could start with, that just really can simplify things from the get-go. It doesn't need to be like this, you compound supplements, you do this, it's a total overhaul. It's like, let's just first start with what you can and then go from there. See if we can help.
Yes. And Dr. Walsh and Pfeiffer are I was going to say, I was trying to think of a good name. I was going to say the Godfathers, but they're really
pioneers. The pioneers.
There you go.
Mental health dysfunction. I don't know. Mental health dysfunction. What is it? The pioneers of behavioral and mental and emotional conditions. Yeah. So I'll just showcase it. It's always on my desk. I read this book couple years ago, and I fell in love with his work because it's incredible nutrient power, and the title is titled for a reason. It's all about what's going on in your body as a deficiency and then healing from there. So it doesn't need to be complicated. It's really just, how are we balancing things? Well, we have to test them first sometimes, and then we go from there.
Yes. And they've done thousands, tens of thousands of tests over time. They really spent a lot of time working on this, and their knowledge is vast. So I love that your lab has that connection and that history. Totally. I think that's really powerful. Yeah. So why don't you share your website again for people?
Sure. DHAlab.com. I also work one-on-one with so many people. So if you do have questions, you can also follow up with me. I'm sure that's probably going to be listed on the sponsor page, but Caitlin at DHAlab.com, KAITLIN. And I'm really here to support as many as I can so we can heal as many people as we can.
Wonderful. Well, Caitlin, thank you so much for being with us today.
Yes. Thank you so much, Julie. I hope you have a great rest of the summit.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.